Welcome to Uzbekistan. Welcome to Uzcard.
Directly having partnership with banks. We directly having partnership with mobile money transfer operators, cross-border remittance operators. Yes,
45,000. Yes.
45,000.
Like Shopify, no?
Exactly. I can consider this is a very sensitive question, but also innovation should be allowed.
Okay. Hi, dear friends. Today is our new podcast interview, and today our guest is Mr. Taylan Tokay. Taylan Tokay. Sorry,
No issue.
He's the head of global expansion at the Turkish Fintech company PAYCELL. So PAYCELL is like in Uzbekistan, there is Fintech companies, number one Fintech companies like PayMe and Click. So you are their analog in Turkey. So PAYCELL is the number one Fintech company in Turkey by revenue with 7.5 million of users.
Correct.
And PAYCELL is a subsidiary of mobile network company Turkcell. So Taylan, welcome to Uzbekistan. Welcome to Uzcard.
Thank you very much.
Tell me, I know that it's not your first visit in Uzbekistan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, if we would like to listen about you, about your brief experience, about your biography, please.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having us here. I mean, it's great to visit Uzbekistan again, and especially Uzcard. My background is I'm an electronics engineer, and I started working in telecom sector. First, I was working in Nokia as a technical engineer, and I have been to Tashkent for 1.5 years during those times, 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Yeah, we were having some projects with Uzcard on those times. It was a great experience. And later on, I have moved to Vodafone Turkey and worked as a solution architect in the telco business. And later on in Vodafone, I met the Fintech and the prepaid card business, and I was responsible for the consumer services, telco services, go-to-market for 2 years. Then I moved to Turkcell Group. I worked as a technical engineer again in 1.5 years. Then I moved to PAYCELL since 5 years. I'm in PAYCELL right now. And now, as you mentioned, I'm responsible for the global expansion and the partnerships in PAYCELL.
Thank you, Taylan. So your experience is on IT, on telecom industry, on innovations, and especially on fintech last years, as I know. So tell me, please, Taylan, why do you like this industry?
Yeah, actually, it was a shining star 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, the sector was established recently, and there were too many opportunities, and the growth area and the potential for the the career was more attractive regarding to the telecom, because telecom is a classical business, and fintech and financial services are now the shining star in not only in Turkey but on the globe as well.
Okay, Taylan, a little bit about your company.
Yeah.
Where you are as a head of global expansion. So PAYCELL, the history of PAYCELL, why he were created, and what activity is his main focus, please?
Yeah, sure. Actually, as I mentioned, the telecom operators, not only in Turkey but in the globe, since the revenues and market size and the profits are decreasing, they started to look for new areas. So for us, the fintech and the financial services was a new area, and PAYCELL was established in 2015 as a separate entity, and we got our electronic money license and PSP license from Turkey in 2015. And first we started with direct carrier billing which you go for the digital content, you buy the content, or in the physical area. So you do the shopping and you reflect to your mobile network operator bill. So it's some you can consider as buy now pay later solution, which is reflected to the mobile network bill, to the Turkcell bill, and you collect in 30 days. So we are one of the largest company. I mean, we established this product very well, and it's one of the state of art around the globe. Really, I mean, we had some conference in Japan. In NTT Docomo invited us to explain about this success story. So in 2015 we started with DCB, direct carrier billing, and later on, I mean, we were so quick. We in 2016 we have established our card on file solution, which you can consider as like MasterPass. So now we keep around 14 million cards in Turkey. One of the largest card on file solution. And later on, we have launched our app, PAYCELL application for our consumer users. And in a row, we have issued our prepaid card, and we have started for the investment products. First, we started with ETF, precious metals, and now we have recently launched the stock exchange solution as well. And we were, I mean, until 2020, we were more focused on the consumer side. But starting from 2020, with, of course, with the outcomes of the pandemic as well, we also grew in the merchant business so quickly, and now we are having more than 45,000 merchants in 2 years. So it's a really successful area as well. And since last year in Q4, we have started to look for the new markets and the new opportunities. Of course, in the fintech area, our experience, especially on the consumer side and now recently on the merchant side, encouraged us to look for the new markets. So we have established our global expansion business line in last year, and now we have recently started our operations in European Union. We started with international money transfer app that we have recently launched. And now, we are having a partnership in Germany with Solaris. And now we are focusing to expand our operations to the European Union countries where the Turkish diaspora is so crowded. I mean, starting from Germany to France, and we will go for Netherlands as well. And we have a sister company in Ukraine also. A subsidiary of Turkcell Group called PAYCELL LLC. We have electronic money operations in Ukraine as well. Now we are in the phase of reapplying for the enhanced electronic money and PSP license in Ukraine. And Ukraine operations will be followed as a part of our global expansion strategy.
Thank you for a brief presentation and useful presentation, Taylan. Taylan, if we talk about the fintech market in Turkey, so could you please tell us in general, in overall, when it was started, the market was started, and which players or which activities helped to be the fintech popular in Turkey? And as of today, what it's the next question. Okay. This one, please.
Yeah, actually, as I mentioned, it has the story began in 2015. On those times,
it's recently.
Before that, this market was not regulated, and it has been regulated in 2015. So it first started with the prepaid card business that we haven't entered at the first stage. But prepaid card, e-money balance, and especially in the gaming area, those cards on those times were too popular. and
on gaming sector.
Yeah, I
so
mean,
young people. So
exactly.
Okay.
I mean, the Turkish population is young, and most of them, of course, the young population is unbanked, and so they can easily buy those cards from the stores. From the retail, and with a simple registration. So without the KYC, you have a limit which is sufficient for them on those times. And the gaming area became so popular in Turkey on those times. And they started to use those prepaid card and e-money balance, especially in the gaming area, in the apps and in the online gaming programs as well. And later on, with the legislation, BDDK was regulating on those times, and telco operators established the three major. We have three operators in Turkey, and the banking sector is very dominant in Turkey, and actually
still dominate.
Yeah, still dominates the sector, and digital banking is really good in Turkey. But since they didn't have to look at it on those times to the e-money and the fintech sector, the mobile network operators established their own companies, and one of them is Turkcell. So we became very successful, and I don't know, maybe the story is same here in Uzbekistan. So the agile transformation of the fintech companies actually was more faster than the banks in Turkey. That's why, three or four major players entered with their mobile finance applications, so that the customer experience was quite nice, and they attracted the young people, and with the campaigns and growth activities. Fintech sector established in 2015, but grew enormously since since 7 or 8 years.
So in general, so there is banking sector and there is telecom sector.
Yeah.
So which one helped mostly to growth of fintech market?
Yeah, actually, I cannot really comment on the other network operators, but Turkcell group believed in the sector a lot and invested so much. And thanks to this investment and to a very experienced and our company and my colleagues also. We had the enthusiasm to build this business up and successful running. We Turkcell really did this very well when they started invested in the fintech area. So we have two companies. One is us, PAYCELL, in the fintech area, and we have also a consumer finance company, Finansal. They are providing the consumer finance shopping loans to our users. So those two companies actually reflected their energy and became the dominant players in the sector.
And Taylan, how do you think in your mind which directions of fintech? For example, there is payments, there is electronic commerce, there is, for example, maybe B2B transactions, there is crowd financing, insurance technology, etc. The most popular that uses Turkish people, number one, is why? What is the activity? How do you think?
Yeah, actually, if you ask about the number of transactions and the number of daily use for the financial transaction, I can say that e-commerce is number one. Because of the pandemic again. The habits changed also in Turkey a lot. So everybody is making their shopping from the online e-commerce sites. Even they order food, they bring their goods and supermarket needs online as well to their doorstep. I can say that e-commerce is number one, and the payment area, of course, the payment related products are still dominating the sector actually in Turkey. But now, since the financial technologies is changing so enormously and rapidly. Now people, of course, due to the inflation and they are hardly, keeping their money for investment. But since this new investment area arrived, actually they are now easily make investments without having a bank account. So investment and that kind of products are now being popular. Insurance is also you cannot live without insurance. But what I see now, since the people are starting to travel actually, or started to work remotely due to this pandemic, the cross-border remittance is a very huge cake, and still dominating the revenues and the volumes. I can consider that the cross-border remittance is a very important business area, not only in Turkey but also in the globe.
Okay. And how about your cooperation with merchants or with banks or other maybe telecom operators?
Yeah, actually, our strategy is to make a partnership with all the potential and good partners that we can have with. So we don't separate the other network operators. Also, we have recently having an association in Turkey, Fintech association, have been recently formed last year, and our CEO Serhat is the deputy vice president, and now we are actually open to strategic partnership. We have, open banking is not legislated in Turkey right now. It has been recently started, but for example, we have a partnership with banks so that we can provide consumer loans on PAYCELL application. So we directly having partnership with banks. We directly having partnership with mobile money transfer operators, cross-border remittance operators, and with e-commerce, as I said, since 2 years, that business line is growing enormously. So in 2 years, 45K merchants is a really success story in that area as well. Because in 2 years' time, we have
45K merchants.
Yes,
45,000. Yes,
45,000. We have developed a product line and covering all the area in the merchants. So we have the retail and physical merchants that we can have the integration with our QR payment to their systems, and we provide Android POS and virtual POS. We have the PF business. So we have recently launched our marketplace called Vitrin. So the freelancers can get registered and sell their products on our marketplace, and they can get paid by link.
Your market, it's not e-commerce.
It's a e-commerce, but we don't provide directly the products ourselves. So the sellers
you are the market for e-commerce.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Like Shopify, no?
Exactly.
Okay. How do you think, if we talk about, you have talked that fintech market is recently new market, and before it was not regulated.
Yeah.
So, as I understood from your words, that the fintech development in Turkey was maybe scaled after the regulation implementation.
You are right.
And my question is, how do you think on the country in general, regulation from central bank or other regulatory organizations, they should be like stimulative effect? Because there is another opinion that the market don't need regulation to be developed. And your cases, you are telling that after the regulation in Turkey, the market has started to develop. So regulation is good for fintech market developing or not good?
I can consider this is a very sensitive question. I mean, you have to how to say you have to balance it, because I mean regulation is necessary. Of course, in order to avoid frauds, for money laundering,
yes.
for the security, and for protecting the customers and consumers, it's a must. But on the other hand, it may block the innovation, especially in the fintech area, and new products, innovative products may not be launched in the country, and that cause a lack of innovation and the uncompetitive advantage for the fintechs, not only in Turkey but also in the globe. So the regulations are nowadays so tight in European Union, because now we are establishing a company there, and also in Turkey, to protect the customers. I'm with that. But to onboard a customer, to get every parameter to make a KYC for the customer should be proper. But also innovation should be allowed.
Okay.
In those times, in the first regulation, there were not too many products actually. You have only the electronic money prepaid card, peer-to-peer money transfer and payments. But now, as also in here in Uzbekistan, the innovative products arose very fast. You can buy your insurance from a fintech app, so you can send money abroad. You can, I don't know, maybe you can make the investment in a single app. So, I mean, those kind of innovations are necessary for both for the sector and for the consumers. That's why, I mean, it should be balanced. But now, yes, regulations are tight and may have negative impact on the innovation.
Thank you, Taylan. My next question is about the culture of payment in offline on point of sales.
Okay.
So there is a tradition. There is cash payment. Okay, we're not about the cash payments. There is a classic payments when you give cards.
Yeah.
Your PIN code.
Yeah.
Go. Next one is there is NFC codes.
Yes.
Cardless payments. After there is QR payments, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So in Turkey, last year maybe, which kind of these methods is most popular? QR or I don't know. Maybe.
Turkey is a very card-dominated market, and the habit of using the credit cards and the debit cards are still popular.
It's still popular.
Yes, the contactless payments actually is very popular with the cards. So the central bank or BDDK actually have higher limits in the contactless payments, especially in cards. But since last year, QR payment and NFC-based contactless payment became also popular. Now, one of the major, coffee shops. I mean, if I can pronounce the name.
Yes, of course.
Starbucks has a very, very innovative system that you can, top up your prepaid card and make the contactless payment.
It's by QR?
Yeah, it's by QR. And also...
But using Starbucks application?
Yes, using Starbucks mobile application.
So the people should download the special Starbucks application to pay on Starbucks.
Yeah.
But for instance, do the people can, with Starbucks application, pay on another points?
No,
not Starbucks points.
It's like a closed loop. But coming from Starbucks to PayCell, actually last year we have launched our QR payment portfolio, and I mean we have many innovative products there. So it's very common use in Turkey, this meal cards for the white collars or working people. So I mean we get the meal card and we can use it as a debit card or a prepaid card to go and make shopping on the retails with PayCell QR. And one interesting topic is you can make the QR payment in the retail and you can pay with your Turkcell bill thanks to direct carrier billing. And as you said, I mean, the contactless and NFC area became recently popular in Turkey since last year. And of course, it's our dream since 4 or 5 years. I mean, without carrying the wallet or the cards, so your mobile phone is your, companion. So getting this and make the contactless payment is a very user friendly function, and it has to be more popular.
Okay.
But I mean, to sum up, still the card payment is still popular in Turkey.
Thank you. My last question.
Yeah.
I know that you have a flight so speedy. My last question. As the head of global expansion at PayCell, Taylan, what is your main mission of the company, of the PayCell, on scaling in other countries?
Yeah.
What is the mission of this objective?
Actually, we would like to, carry our experience in Turkey to abroad. And I mean, we majorly focus on the countries that we can have the very valuable partnerships with the sector leaders like Uzcard in Uzbekistan, and carry our state-of-art portfolio to other countries, and so that the people of our expanded countries can use the innovative platforms that we have in Turkey.
Okay, and what kind of potential do you see in Uzbek market?
Yeah, actually, I mean, thanks to the economic and political relations between two countries, actually there are so many people, Uzbeks, coming to Turkey for visiting, for working, and for shopping. So we have a very strong relationship, and there is a good Turkish diaspora in Uzbekistan. I think it's over 200K right now. So since the economic relation, the two countries need financial services as well and have to make partnerships. That's why we focus on Uzbekistan, and we see the same potential as we have in Turkey. I mean, the number of unbanked people, so they need to access to the financial services, and they need to use the latest innovative technologies of the two companies. So what we consider, I mean, we would like to carry our potential to other operating countries and make their people to use our innovative services.
Thank you, Taylan. So, Taylan, thank you for visiting Uzbekistan first of all.
It's great to be here again.
Thank you for visiting our Uzcard podcast studio. We wish that you will expand your solutions and new transfer of knowledge, transfer of technology for Uzbek market. Not only for Uzcard, but for other companies too, for other players too. Because I think in general, transfer of knowledge and technology is a good point to boost Uzbek Fintech development model.
Exactly.
Thank you for visiting.
Yeah.
Have a nice trip.
Yeah, thank you having us here. I mean, it's great to be here in Uzbekistan and in Tashkent again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.